What's up guys, and welcome back to Gabe Miller Music. Today I'm making music with Audiomodern's plugins Riffer and PlayBeat. They were awesome enough to send these over and sponsor this video, so thank you so much to them. These plugins are both generative plugins. I'm very fascinated by AI and algorithm generation tools for people doing what are traditionally thought of as purely creative pursuits. And I think the way they're built is really interesting, and the creative applications for them are really interesting. And I think they have a very legitimate use for getting people out of a creative rut and triggering parts of your mind to build something cool out of an existing source. And using AI generation as a starting point for something can be a really powerful technique. So when Audiomodern reached out to me and asked if I wanted to do a video with their plugins, I was like, absolutely, let's do it. So my plan for today is just to make some music from scratch using their plugins. So I've got Reaper pulled up here. I've got a Serum instance pulled up just on an initialized preset, and I've got it routed. I've got Riffer routed into Serum. So I can hit play on this and it will start triggering notes in Serum, which will go like this. Right now, this is just a completely default, randomly generated thing, and so we're gonna have to work with this a little bit to make it a little more musical in nature. So right now I wanna select a scale, roll the dice. And right now this is going a bit fast for my taste, so let's quantize this to 1/8. I can change some duration stuff. Oh, there's a nice little bit in there that's like calling my name a little bit. Ultimately, where I'm trying to get is a place where it's like, oh, that's something I would have written. That's a Gabe Miller melody. Start trying to add some bass notes. And from here, this is where I start doing stuff more manually. Not enough movement to this, I think, is what's really needing to change right now. Give me harmonic movement. Kind of got an older school, like mid-2000s vibe to it. I can dig it. You know, one thing I could do as well is try to get a second instance of Riffer going and try to have it be some kind of ARP behind this. That might be kind of sick. So let's take a stab at that and see what that sounds like. That's a little more like it. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. Oh, there we go. I don't know why that had so much low end, but as it turns out, I hate this lead. This lead sucks. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's kind of a cool vibe. I can dig it. Not really where I was expecting this to go. I had a whole other plan that I'm gonna take another stab at in a second, but I like where this is going. That's kind of tight. So what I want to do now is bring in some of my own drum loops just to fill this out. This is Gabe from the future here. When I was filming this video, I was thinking that that section was going to be some kind of breakdown before some kind of bassy drop. But what I ended up doing later on was adding in a kick and then sidechaining everything else to it, turning it into its own kind of electro pop drop. And you can hear the final result of that right now. Well, awesome. That got me into a pretty legit idea pretty quickly, and from there I'm already kind of envisioning where this track would go should I choose to continue it further. So now I'm going to start a new track and do basically a very similar thing and get this thing set up, and I'm also going to try their other plugin, the drums generative one, and see if I can't spark something a little more kind of tech house-ish with that. So let's get a virtual instrument going, Audiomodern, and that is going to be PlayBeat. The cool thing about this is that you can actually just drag in samples into these slots and then it'll generate some kind of pattern. So either some kind of main backbone of a track drum pattern for something a bit unique beyond the kind of standard drum beats, or in this case, I'm going to try for some kind of percussion and see what that turns up. So I'm gonna just bring in some kind of random samples, maybe some Foley kind of stuff, and see where it lands me. And what I should actually do before I do any of that is put in a 4 on the floor main kick to kind of anchor this whole thing so I can hear this kind of rhythmic thing against it and actually judge it in a better context. These are all from my free sample pack. That's kind of interesting. So what I'm probably going to do is actually mute. Oh, there we go. That's kind of tight. Weird, but in a good way. So there you have it, a really weird groove, but I think that's pretty tight actually. It's a way of making music that I haven't really dabbled in too often, and you can get kind of these dark, trippy grooves. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much to Audiomodern for sponsoring this video. Had a lot of fun putting this together. If you'd like to check out either Riffer or PlayBeat, you can check the links in the description. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with a new video in a couple of days. Peace.